Hello, so today I will be discussing our INFM 655 Assignment 5, which was creating a WBS and a project schedule. So here I have to the left is the project schedule. I start with the initiation, the development. That kind of goes into the project charter assignment that we did last week, as well as the steps that it took for me to do it there, the development roles, the resources, the budget, everything initiating there. Then it went to planning the project. And from planning project, that broke down into a few different subcategories as well, which is developing the work plan, developing the project control plan, and finalizing the project. Um, Next, we have the project execution, which was designing the framework, building the framework, and implementing the framework. Um, so, a few things that I wanted to point out here. We discussed the design and functions. We discussed the web framework delivery tool within the first few days of the project. We build the framework and we provide a prototype. We allow them to see what the EHR is going to potentially look like, how it's going to function. Um, Once we get the okay from that, we then move from the implementing stage, implementing the framework. We move the framework to production environment. We train the staff, and we announce the go live date. From there, we monitor and control framework. We conduct user acceptance, track efficiencies, and measure results. Then we close, and of course, we celebrate because we all worked really hard to accomplish, the project. So, from my view on trying to create this, there was a few things that definitely was very troublesome with this. I would definitely say trying to get the main categories and the subcategories to reflect that they're, one and the same, or like, I'm sorry, they're building off of each other. It took me a while to actually, play with that and actually make it look like the way it does. To the far right, I have the resources, the project team, the stakeholders. When I put project team, that's kind of all of the people in the project, which is Carly Philemon, Corey Patterson, EJ Stevens, Cameron Bear, and Don Strozier. So that is the whole project team in a whole. And when I have project team as a resource, that means every single individual is actually working on that. And that was, I believe, the plan the initiating portion of the project. And that also includes the stakeholders too, because, they're the reasons why they feel that a need has to happen within their organization. And so we're coming together to initiate it, figure out what needs to be figured out, and go on from there. I believe it has stakeholders here at the bottom too for the approval. Project team. Let me just go ahead and expand this a little bit so I'm not. So plan projects. I have Carly Philemon developing the work plan. I have Corey Patterson with the development project control plan. I have EJ Stevens with the with the execution. And then I have John with the implementation part, and then I have Carly monitoring. I'm sorry, I skipped Cameron. He's up here building the framework as well. Sorry. So that's kind of how I did it. Like I said, the hardest part was getting this to reflect as indented and not indented, and having my days reflect what it needs to reflect, because some of them, I don't know if it was the holidays or the weekends. I'm pretty sure it was both of them that was conflicting it and not allowing it to show the exact days that I want. So that was the most troubling part for that. Everything else kind of just fell into place. We have our Gantt chart to the far right. going in depth in detail overall. We're beginning the project on June 18th, and it is officially completed in December. Looks like December 18th, and that's reflecting here, the 12/17, and that's how my Gantt chart is reflecting. So I think that went over quite well. So yeah, the Gantt chart looks awesome. So that is that. Next, I'm going to discuss a few of these columns that kind of help me to tie everything together. So not so much the network. I mean, this kind of just populated on its own once I did the schedule. So this is how it looks here. Gives you the duration, the start and finish. And then look at the celebrate in red. So yes, this is my network. And then we have this, which is our resources. Here. I also put how much they'll be making hourly, overtime. They're on the standard base calendar. So yeah. Next is the WBS. So let's go ahead and here. It's going to show our cost. So for cost, it doesn't really show anything because it didn't really cost much to initiate it. You know, that's what it's going to get paid hourly and whatnot. So that's how that is. The planning project cost is going to be $19.80. That's our budget. Then it breaks down to development work plan, what's taken out from there. Then develop project control also is showing their budget here. Project execution is gonna be $48,000. Design framework, showing some there. I'm sorry if I'm scrolling really fast. And then implementation has the cost, and then the closing the project also has the cost. Monitoring control framework. So that is my cost budget, my WBS, where it showed the cost of the project. This also, it just was a breakdown of what I stated earlier, the RBS, kind of the cost, the budget, cost budget. And this is the WBS. It looks like in a chart form, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that is my project. It took a long time, a lot of trial and error for sure. It was a lot of me trying to decipher if I need it, if I don't need it, it was a lot of clicking and, trying to work out the kinks. But other than that, I believe the project was successful. Did take longer than expected, but I think it looks okay. I think it looks good. So thank you for listening. You have a wonderful day.